right. Today is November 21st, Tuesday. Alden Guajardo here with Mobile Mailbox Money. We're out here in Long Island, New York. I'm here with a good buddy of mine, Austin Mastro. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? So my name's Austin Mastro. People know me as Moo or Moo Moo. And yeah, so boys with Alden here. Known this kid since high school. And yeah, we're great friends.
Good longtime friends. Definitely happy to have you in my life, bud.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate that. And again, like I said, we're out here in Long Island, New York, from Scottsdale, Arizona. So we are across the country right now. Austin had the pleasure of inviting me out today and meeting a couple of his associates here in New York. Yesterday we happened to play Bethpage. That was fun. Got out on the golf course, played some 9 holes. We may not be the best golfers, but we definitely had a good time. So Austin, I appreciate you having me out here today. For the viewers, for those of you that don't know Austin Mastro here in New York is a stockbroker. So Austin, how long have you been a stockbroker for?
So today's the 21st. I've been a broker since 2016, and I actually moved out to New York 10 years on November 16th. So literally just about 10 years.
10 years, almost to the date. Some things kind of come up for a reason, so that's kind of interesting. A lot of things going on. Austin's progressed tremendously in his business, professional career, as well as a human, you know. We've all had, over the past 10 years, tremendous growth, and it's awesome to see us from what we were to what we're doing now. So I just want to commend you for your journey, and you've definitely come a long way. You know, for me and the viewers here, what made you ultimately make the leap to become a stockbroker? And do you have possibly a small little story behind what that entails, maybe a hardship tidbit?
Yeah, so I was a welder, a structural welder, straight out of high school. My entire life, I was just like, I always thought I was going to be successful. But I was like, how I'm going to be successful is I'm just going to be a fucking blue-collar worker. I'm going to work my ass off, being a welder. And then I had this goal that I just always wanted a house. So my goal was to work my ass off, buy a house out in Arizona, and then eventually, you know, maybe do real estate. But straight out of high school, I was working 80 hours a week, miserable as shit.
Sure.
And
definitely can burn you out.
Yeah. So I was at the breaking point where I did that for 9 months, 80 hours a week consistently. And I was thinking about just signing up for the Navy. And right before I signed up, my dad was like, hey, before you go and commit to that, I'm going to fly out to New York. Apparently your cousin's making a lot of money. You should fly out there and just talk to him. So I had no idea what my cousin even did for a living. But I go out there, I fly out there. I meet my cousin, literally like from a movie. He pulls up in a Maserati. His girlfriend at the time pulls up in an Audi. I'm like...
Flashy, looking good.
18 years old, I'm like, damn. Comes up to me, he's like, hey man, you know, your dad says you're a hard worker, you work 80 hours a week. You see that car? I paid cash for that. Oh, you see that other car? I paid cash for that. Shows me 3 pay stubs for like $60,000, $70,000, $40,000. I remember that shit like it was yesterday.
Sure.
And that lit up my eyes. Cause I just remember saying, I'm like, I work 80 hours a week, and at most I'll probably make like $35,000 to $40,000 for the whole year.
Sure.
So
definitely a big difference.
Huge difference. So once I saw that, I went back to Arizona, put in my 2 weeks, and I literally moved out to New York, not even knowing, as silly as it sounds, not even knowing what a stock was.
You know what's interesting about that I picked up myself is that really you mentioned, oh, I didn't even really know what he was doing, but I knew it was an opportunity, and you knew you had a relationship with him.
Yeah.
So seeking out that opportunity and really knowing that that relationship could cultivate a better and bigger opportunity, that's awesome to me to see that someone was willing to take the risk to go out of their way, fly across the country to meet somebody that's, you know, is possibly where you want to be at or close to, and ultimately know that you have a relation with that person. The value is in the relationships that we garnish throughout this lifetime, and knowing that and cultivating those relationships ultimately turns us on to bigger and better opportunities. You know, did you really set out to be a stockbroker at that time? You just wanted more opportunity and to be more and be better, and you met someone that was that, and kind of co-signed you and like, hey man, do what I do.
I just always thought, like what's the worst could happen?
Absolutely.
Shit doesn't work out, and I come back and I do exactly what I was going to do anyways.
100%.
So, yeah. You know, being able to, I guess, not be afraid, take up on the opportunity.
And cultivate the relationships around you. Tap the people that are successful. Let them know you're hungry. I want to do more. I admire you. Joey, or whoever it is.
Yeah.
You know, they admire that too. Like, man, you know what? No one does that. No one goes out of their way to come and say, hey man, I admire, what do I need to do to become who I want to be at the end of the day. So I admire that.
Thanks, man. Yeah, one thing I was always taught was my dad always said, my dad's growing up, he was a blue collar worker, drove a semi-truck, then eventually ended up opening up his own business. But he told me the only reason he was able to transition that was from his network. Your
net worth is in your network.
Exactly.
And it rings true across multiple businesses, to strategies, to, you know, the relationships that you have, personal and business. The proof is in the pudding that if you're always doing your best to meet new individuals and be genuine in those relationships while you're networking and wanting to be more, that will pay in spades, as they say.
Absolutely.
So, you know, you've faced probably some tremendous challenges throughout your tenure here as a stockbroker. You've progressed from living in apartments over here to purchasing a home, and ultimately garnishing a great level of clientele that see value in what you provide, obviously, as your trade as a stockbroker. For people that are wanting possibly to become a stockbroker, what did you do ultimately to garnish the following that you have and ultimately make yourself stand out opposed to other people? We're all unique in our own way. Do you have kind of something that people have said, hey man, you know what, I actually went with you because you said this, or the way you talked? Do you have kind of something like that?
I just try to make myself relatable. At the end of the day, kind of like what you said, I feel like if you're working out of genuine desire and, you know, you're just looking to help people, like, I don't know, you can't go wrong. So I just truly think, like, yeah, I don't know, I'm able to perceive that, you know, perceive that over the phone, I guess, and some people are able to relate, some people aren't, you know.
You know, it's interesting, not a lot of people are conducting business over the phone, and a lot of people think you gotta be there in person to close somebody or whatever it may be. You know, you've got all these people teaching negotiation tactics and all that kind of stuff. And for me, that's kind of the case personally in my business, that I don't close the sale until someone gets there because it's paperwork and things like that. But you're doing 100% over the phone.
Yeah.
It's definitely a different dynamic. And that being said, you being over the phone, you know, are you an aggressive closer? What's kind of your MO? Or, you know, because there's like the different traits of a salesman. You know, are you a soft closer, a hard closer?
Being recorded, so full disclosure, I'm a soft closer. But yeah, I just truly think like you can, I don't know if it sounds like I'm like, but it's just, I feel like you can hear the genuine in my voice. Like,
sure.
I do actually want to help. I do care. And yeah, like, I don't know, like, you start off small usually in this business. You know, they send you a couple grand, and then over time you create a relationship.
Absolutely.
So I just think, like, the stuff I maybe talk about on the phone, you know, I don't really know how to explain it, but yeah.
So it's not high pressure, you're not like putting them in a corner.
No, not
you're
at all.
educating them to the best of your ability with the available opportunity, and you know, what more could you ask for at the end of the day? Someone not trying to pressure a sale, but really educate their clients and
Yeah.
make sure that they're comfortable with the decision or whatever that looks
Do
like.
what's right, and at the end of the day, make them money.
100%.
I've done a lot of deals where my client makes money and I don't make money. And I do that purposely because I know that will service the relationship a lot longer. So doing little things like that as well, like not charging guys commission if you lose them money, or not even charging them commission if you make them money. Like, I think that goes a long way.
You know, the idea of long-time clientele is fantastic because it goes across multiple different businesses that they say to acquire a new client takes time, effort, and money. You know, if you're doing what you need to up front to ensure that you're cultivating that relationship for hopefully a long period of time, opposed to a one-off or whatever it may be. Listen, we're trying to create lifetime business professional relationships, and we're gonna do our best within the market to make sure that it's a profitable situation across the board, and we do that every day of the week to the best of our ability. You know, sometimes there's circumstances that a war pops off, or, you know, God forbid COVID comes out and something happens, but know that us as professionals take pride in what we do to the nth degree, and to the best of our ability, Monday to Monday, we're out working, making sure to service our clients and make sure that their needs are met and that we're all making hopefully a healthy profit, as well as feeling good about it, opposed to just focusing on a potential profit. You know, knowing that there is good out there in what we do. And anyway, that's kind of my spiel. So how, for business and personal, it's tough to be a small business, a stockbroker. It gets kind of, you know, cloudy sometimes to stay focused. I'm wondering, me personally, is there anything in particular that you do on a regular basis, whether it's your schedule, or you get a massage once a month, or, you know, what are the things that you've put in place to be able to operate at such a high capacity? Because obviously, as a human being, we kind of have different emotions throughout this time of things that are going on, but to stay focused, there's things that we all have to put in place. Or is there anything in particular like that you would like to share?
So, I would say over the last few years, just my business has kind of been a roller coaster.
I'm sure a lot of people could say the same too.
Yeah. So I guess at one point, I probably had my best year 3 years ago. Amazing year. And what I'll say, like, I don't know how to explain it. Maybe other people can relate, but it's like, it just felt like I was doing well, but like I had like the blinders on. Like, I was making crazy money, but I didn't know what the fuck I was actually doing.
Sure.
Like, I was kind of just like going crazy. And you know, I told you many times before, I did take a pretty big personal hit myself, but I'm grateful for it. It's like a multi-million-dollar life lesson at the age of 20, 26, 27 at the time. But me experiencing that humbled the shit out of me, and it actually made me kind of operate in a more just systematic way. Like I said before, like, I was making good money, but I didn't actually really know why I was making good money. I was kind of just getting like lucky, I guess.
Sure.
And
you were in the right time at the right place.
Yeah, exactly.
With the right work ethic,
And
not really knowing.
Yeah, no, I was definitely working my
Yeah.
ass off. That's what I keep saying. Like, you know, things definitely compound it for a reason.
Sure.
But I know that, like, what I know now, it's like I'm like, yeah, I'm a lot more educated now. I do things differently, and I think the market and kind of what's going on, rebuilding my business right now. But I know it's gonna get to that point again. Sure. And I'm gonna actually know how to
execute the available
and
opportunity,
get to the next level. And yeah, but me doing that, like, I guess before, when I was making crazy money, I was some motherfuckers. Let's be honest, but it's like, yeah, you know, your typical stockbroker, drinking, ripping lines,
sure,
smoking weed, taking Adderall, just fucking not actually consciously aware. And like I said, yeah, I was making great money, still making good money, but it's just like knowing how to execute, and, you know, when you're high and drunk and fucking on all these shit, you're not really thinking rational.
Sure, 100%.
So this new thing that I do now is just like, I'm on shout out to Wes Watson. I'm on this just new routine. I get up between, like, it all depends on the day. It's like between like 4 or 5 a.m. I get up, I do an ice bath. I do 25 burpees to 100 burpees. I do 100 push-ups.
Early in the morning.
100 air squats.
Out here in New York, it's pretty cold right now, if you guys didn't know.
Yeah, 30 degrees in the morning. I'm hopping in water that's like between, like 30 and 40 degrees. I do that for 2 minutes, wakes my body up. And then I do the workouts, go for a run, and then I meditate. I read now. I never used to read. I was told I was dyslexic and retarded my entire life. So I've just been reading and just educating myself, and it's one of those things where it's just like, stay ready, be ready. At any moment, like when I actually apply these things on a daily basis and I'm consistent,
sure.
At any moment if something were to come up in my day, I'm prepared.
You know, what's interesting is oftentimes some of the biggest opportunities that we end up seizing come out of thin air. And not so much maybe thin air, but it's the fact that we were creating these healthy habits and making ourselves emotionally and physically available, healthy, in the gym, at networking events and things of that nature, that ultimately anybody else that were not in those healthy habits wouldn't have been able to execute the available opportunities because of where they were at in their life path or whatever it may be. And like, oh man, I swear, the only reason I went to this event was to meet Joe Schmo, and Joe Schmo, we started hitting it off because I lift and I created these healthy habits, and he saw I was a healthy, and we were both in the same industry, kind of aligning.
I love when relationships are formed.
They align because the commonality of healthy, healthy habits and being more and wanting more, doing more, being cognizant and present to available opportunity for life to randomly put these things together. It's not so much us, knowing exactly, I'm going to go meet this person and make this happen. No, it happens out of thin air because you were available in the right place at the right time with the right mentality and the right skill set. Yeah. And that was only happening because you created these healthy habits.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting.
This reverts back to the old saying, your net worth is your net worth. But my dad used to say that. My dad used to always say that. And one thing that he used to do, I said my dad was a blue collar. Then ended up starting his own trucking company. But like a little thing that he would do when I was a kid that I remember verbatimly is every time we'd be on the road, if he saw a semi-truck, a nice semi-truck, or someone who's at a gas station, he would, ask him questions. What do you do? What do you haul? Who do you work for?
Sure.
Want to take my number? Let me take your number. And I just seeing my dad do that and all the relationships he built, and at one point my dad did have a very successful business before he got sick and lost it. But yeah, seeing him do that, like, I don't know, I followed in his footsteps, and I've learned over the years, like, me being a nobody from Arizona moving to New York, like, I can tell, like, out of some of the kids I hang out with, I can tell they get weirded out sometimes, because I would go up to random people and be like, hey, what's up, my name's Austin.
Sure.
Or I'll compliment someone just for no reason, and some people are intimidated by that, but just...
Not so much a New York thing.
Yeah, not a New York thing.
People are like, get out of here.
Yeah, but I've just seen what that does and how many doors it's opened, and...
The genuine relationship. Being just open to available other people and being a human.
Yeah.
Shoot, man, how many success stories have been made because of that? Yeah. Man, this guy just freaking came and talked to me, and we, something ended up come from it. Wow, we're business partners now. Wow, he turned me on to, who knows what else. Anyway, again, today is November 21st, Tuesday, out here in Long Island, New York, with my buddy, the stockbroker Austin Mastro. Mobile mailbox money, we cash flow and real estate notes. That's mobilemailboxmoney.com, and I educate myself, travel around the world, around the country to find out what's going on in the financial market, what's going on in the world, what other people are thinking. Austin and me, he helped connect us, and he's trying to help out their available opportunities too with a fund out here that's looking into building commercial real estate, single family. So it's cool to see what's going on in their eyes here out in Long Island, New York, and Massapequa, to see the trends and market analysis and how their brains work. It's great to get different perspectives, what's going on in different asset classes, and see what's performing, what's not performing, and then piggyback it with your available opportunities and say, hey, look at this, you know, here's the pros of this, and here's the pros of this, here's the cons of this, diversify with this. You know, it creates more educated availability for us to better educate our clients, stay up to date with what's going on. So that's what I'm doing here today in Long Island, New York, with a good friend of mine. We happened to play golf yesterday, like I mentioned, but behind the scenes we are networking, trying to build our net worth, and ultimately build those lifetime business professional relationships. So today, this is the launch of the first podcast out here in Long Island, New York. Appreciate you having me, Austin. It's a pleasure being here. I love you, brother.
Appreciate you coming on, man.
Bam.